E.N.D here, day 3 for the spoilers of Kaldheim. If you're following carefully the spoilers of this set, you know by now that Kaldheim will be a nice strong set. Snow, gods, weapons, legendary creatures, elves, all the things that a Magic the Gathering player can ask. Let's start today's spoilers with two particular cards. Both of them were spoiled yesterday, but due to time difference I couldn't cover them. Duel 3. Just know that this rare card, it's a land, it's not legendary. It seems that Mark Rosewater doesn't like legendary lands. Comes in play tapped. Tap, add 1 green. As long as you control 6 or more lands, lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. For 2 white, 2 blue, 2 black, 2 red, and 2 green, you tap, you sacrifice it, search your library for any number of god cards, put them on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Very strong card in my opinion, very difficult to see play in standard or in any other format except Commander. The next card is Coma Cosmos Serpent. For 3, 2 green and 2 blue, it's a 6/6 legendary creature serpent, it's a mythic card. The spell cannot be countered. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 3/3 blue serpent creature token named Coma's Coil. Sacrifice another serpent, choose one, tap target permanent, its activated abilities cannot be activated this turn, or it gains indestructible until end of turn. It's a mythic card, it's a big serpent, it's a 7-drop. Same thing for the Duel 3, very difficult to see play in other formats except Commander. Let's start today's spoiler. Doomscar Oracle 2 and 1 white, it's a 3/2. Human Cleric, whenever you cast your second spell each turn you gain 2 life, foretell 1 white. Iron Verdict 2 and 1 white, it's an instant, deals 5 damage to target tapped creature, foretell 1 white. If you don't know how to play foretell, I did a tutorial explaining how this particular mechanic is played and I will leave a link at the end of this video. God's Hall Guardian 5 and 1 white, it's a 3/6, it's a cat, it has vigilance, foretell 3 and 1 white, I really love the art of this card. Undersea Invader 4 and 2 blue, it's a 5/6, flash enters the battlefield tapped. Cruel Draugr 2 and 1 black, it's a 3/2, snow creature, zombie berserker, for 1 and 1 snow mana, it gets +1/+0 and gain menace until end of turn. Spirit Blade 1 and 1 white, enchant creature, enchanted creature get +2/+2, for 1 and 1 white, exile Spirit Blade from your graveyard, return target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Saw it coming, 1 and 2 blue, counter target spell, foretell 1 and 1 blue. Let's stop a little bit here, this is a very good counter spell. First of all, okay, you can play it for the 3 mana, but you can pay those 2 generic mana, put it in exile on foretell, then anytime you can cast the spell, you can cast it and counter any spell. Very, very good card. Blizzard Battle, 1 green, snow sorcery, choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. The creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn if you control 3 or more snow permanents, including lands. Then those creatures fight each other. Frisia Judge of Valor 2, 1 white and 2 black, it's a 2/4 flying lifelink. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. Replicating Ring, 3 generic mana, snow artifact, tap for 1 mana of any color. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a night counter on Replicating Ring. Then, if it has 8 or more night counters on it, remove all of them and create 8 colorless snow artifact tokens named Replicating Ring with tap, add 1 mana of any color. Let's stop here and discuss this card. First of all, this is a snow artifact, therefore the mana generated is snow mana, and that particular ability where you have 8 or more night counters, you will remove them and replicate the ring. It's a very good card, especially if you have cards in your deck that can double those particular night counters. Vega the Watcher, for 1, 1 white and 1 blue, it's a 2/2, flying, whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, draw a card. This is a very good card, especially with foretell, where you will cast the spell from exile, paying the foretell cost, and therefore you will draw more cards into your hand. Dragon Nest Berserker, this is one of those leaked cards, for 1 and 1 red, it's a 2/2. First strike, Boust abilities you activate cost 1 generic mana less to activate for each dragon you control. Boust 4 and 1 red, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Another leaked card, Rise of the Marn Horde. 2 and 1 black, it's an instant, create X to 2 black zombie berserker creature tokens where X is the number of non-token creatures that died this turn, foretell for 1 black. Tergrid God of Fear, this is one of those god double-faced model cards, for 3 and 2 black, it's a 4/5 legendary creature god, menace. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a card, you may put that card on the battlefield under your control from a graveyard. Very, very strong card. It's a 5-drop, yes, but it's a very, very strong card, especially if you consider that in Standard currently there's a card called Doom Foretold. As I said, this is one of those gods double-faced model card. You can prefer to play Tergrid, God of Fear, or you can prefer to play Tergrid Lantern. For 3 and 1 black, legendary artifact, tap, target player loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. For 3 and 1 black, untap Tergrid Lantern. Esika's Chariot, 3 and 1 green, it's a 4/4 legendary artifact vehicle. When it enters the battlefield, create 2/2 green cat creature tokens. When it attacks, create a token that's a copy of target token you control. Crew 4. Basically, those 2 green cats can crew this vehicle quite easily. Detroit's Awakening, 4 1 red and 1 green, one of those enchantment saga. Chapter 1, destroy target land. Chapter 2, return target land card from a graveyard to the battlefield under its owner's control. Chapter 3, choose target opponent. If you control more lands than them, create a number of 4/4 green troll warrior creature tokens with trample equal to the difference. If you control 4 lands and your opponent controls 2 lands, the difference is 4, therefore you will create 4/4 green troll warrior creature tokens. Reckless Crew, 3 and 1 red, it's a sorcery. Create X 2/1 red dwarf creature tokens where X is the number of vehicles you control plus the number of equipments you control. For each of those tokens, you may attach an equipment you control to it. Search for Glory, 2 and 1 white, it's a snow sorcery. Search your library for a snow, legendary or saga card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. You gain 1 life for each snow mana spent to cast this spell. Very good tutor for snow, legendary or saga cards. Rally the Ranks, 1 and 1 white, it's an enchantment. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Last card and the spoiler, it's a mythic card. Quakebringer, 3 and 2 red, it's a 5/4. Your opponents can't gain life. At the beginning of your upkeep, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only if it is on the battlefield or if it's in your graveyard and you control a giant. Foretell, 2 and 2 red. In few words, if this creature is in the graveyard and you control another giant, it will trigger that particular ability and it will do 2 damage to each opponent. If it's on the battlefield, it will still do those 2 damage to each opponent. I hope you are enjoying these spoilers of Kaldheim. As always, subscribe to my channel for more and more videos about spoilers of Kaldheim and anything related to Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.